and inaction. So many updates all the time for computers and graphics cards and all the things preventing me from just getting on here and stream. But now we're here. All right. A little late because of that, but nonetheless, we're here. We've shown up and we're doing it. All right. So, good morning. Or good whatever part of the day it is, wherever you are. It's morning here. I'm drinking out of my Nichijou cup. We love Nichijou. It's the best. So what are we going to do today? Well, we could do a lot of different things, but I've been thinking about planks a lot. I've been thinking about shoulders a lot. Kind of personal goals as well for me. This summer, I would really like to work towards my pull-up, not my Pilates pull-up on the Wunda chair. I can do that, but a bar pull-up. So I've been thinking a lot about shoulders, and I've been doing a lot of just outside work on that. So maybe we'll do some of that. I've also unlocked some new tips and tricks for some advanced exercises. I was chatting with another teacher that I work with in person at the studio, and she helped me come to some revolutionizing realizations about my balance control, so I'm very excited about that. We will not do balance control here. If we ever want to see balance control or work on it, I think I will do a special stream on specifically overhead exercises and a stream on advanced mat exercises, just because I don't want anyone trying something that they're not ready for. And some of these, they get real weird. You go from beginner mat, okay, intermediate mat, okay, it's beginner mat with some extra exercises, and then we get to advanced mat, and that's when things get weird, literally. You're doing things that you're like, I'm sorry. I still remember the first time I did advanced mat. I remember looking at the instructor and being like, you want me to do what? Can I even do that? Is that a thing that I can even do? So we go from 0 to 100 with advanced mat. So we'll probably do a demo of that. I'm working on my summer lineup of Cos Pilates and demos and workshop-y things. So we're going to add that in there. So I hope that's interesting to you. But today we're just going to do our Sunday mat class. I was away last week, so I owe you a spicy one or a good workout today. So yeah, we're gonna flow through our mat. And my tailbone feels a little injured today. I have this like tailbone issue where I have flare-ups. So it's not very happy with me. So we're gonna play with some quadruped stuff today and get off the back a little bit and work on some things that maybe we normally wouldn't do in this class. So with that, disclaimer time. I'm waiting for this coffee to kick in. It'll kick in eventually, and then like my voice will lift an octave higher, and then there'll be a little more energy. So what I always say before we start, this is an open level class, so if this is your first time taking Pilates or your third time this week, you're welcome to join me on the mat. I will provide modifications to advance or simplify, and finding your edge and challenging yourself within those modifications is great. It's what we want to do. But pain is not what we want, and pushing through pain is especially something we never want to do, period. If that happens, if you feel pain, abort mission and either take a pause and join us in the next exercise, or take a modification and give that a try. Pilates is supposed to, and working out in general, we're supposed to be making our bodies stronger and more stable. It's supposed to be a good thing. Pushing through pain is not something we ever want to do, because that can lead to a domino effect of disaster. If anyone ever tells you to push through pain, I would maybe um, not listen to them. Because it hurts. It doesn't hurt in a good way. We can do things that like burn, feel so good stuff, but we don't, but that's different from pain. So no pain. No pain here. Lots of game and gain, no pain. What's the saying? Is it no pain, no game? Or no pain, no gain? Now I'm blanking. Oh my gosh. That's okay. We'll figure it out. If anyone knows, drop it in the comments. All right, I'm going to take a sip of this. If there's any questions before we start, drop them in, and then we'll get started. We will start lying on our back. We're not going to be there very long. And yeah, we're going to mix it up today. Can't believe it's almost May. All right, coffee is in, locked in. All my stuff. We're going to move that. There we go. All right, here we go. Lying down. Let's find our neutral spine. So, we're going to bend our knees into our chest today. We'll mix it up. We're going to give that little low back a little bit of a stretch. You can rock side to side on your back here. And just settle in. And then try to soften the front of the thighs and let the thighs draw closer to you. And just kind of let the spine settle into the mat. We're not gonna get too nitpicky just yet about our spine position. Just lie on the mat and let it feel good. Relax the hip crease so that the legs can just come towards you with gravity. Gravity's underrated. And then from here, we'll take one hand on top of each knee and just circle your knees away from each other. Give yourself a little stir in the hip joint. Couple more in this direction, and then we'll reverse the circle. If you kind of bob forward and back during this, totally fine. We're still in that ooey gooey stage. And then bring your feet about width of the mat. We're just going to lower the knees to the right, trying to keep the shoulders down, and then take it over to the other side. Little windshield wiper. I like to get a little extra external rotation before I drop the legs to the other side. Just a gentle warm up for the legs. The hips are external and internal rotators. Mine are very weak. It's another thing I have to work on. All right, so come back through center. We're going to return the knees to the chest. And we're going to keep them hugged in today to work on our curl. So we're going to keep the legs just where they are. Arms will come long by your side to start. Spiral your triceps down towards the mat. And when I say this, I mean not to push the shoulders open. I want you to think that the top of your arm bone is a doorknob and you're turning the knob open. So it's an external rotation, or for some maybe an internal rotation of the arm, so that the tricep is pointing down towards the mat. Your neck should be nice and long and soft, and your collarbone should be wide. Keeping this, I want you to bend your elbows. Stack your hands one on top of the other and bring it behind the nape of your neck. We're going to work our curl position. And I can't remember who I learned this from. I have to give them credit. But this was Sarah Powell. Sarah Powell Chef. Shout out to Sarah, the other Pilates Sarah. She's amazing. I did this in one of her advanced mat classes, and man, what a breakthrough for my curl. So, all credit to Sarah, the other Sarah. So, from here, all you're going to do is take those elbows and draw them towards your face. My collarbones are still wide here, and I still have that spiral of that tricep engaged. I'm just going to open and close my elbows. Get a little movement in here. How often are we doing this move? Got to throw our body something different. On this last one, you're going to keep the elbows towards your face. Drop your tailbone. So So you can see the difference between where my lower back is smushing to the mat and then when I draw the tailbone down and long, how that kind of changes it a little bit. When my tailbone is down, I really have to draw my abs back to keep the bottom tips of the ribs down. Keeping the elbows towards your face and the weight of your head in your hands. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. So I'm really finding that curl, not from my neck. I have no weight in my head or my neck. I'm literally just holding my head up with my hands. Now from here, I'm going to scoop a little deeper, keeping that weight back in my hands. I'm really finding my center here to curl my upper body up. Now, keeping that weight back in your hands, open your elbows. Oh, baby. Now with the elbows wide, the arms are a little more distal from the center. You really have to scoop with your abs to come up. From here, slowly with control, lower back down. So this is a drill to make sure that we're not scooping up into our Pilates curl with our head. We're leading with our core, and we're holding ourselves up with our core and curling up higher with our core. Wow, I am slurring my words today. Making sure, basically this is a drill to confirm that you're using your core to get up into your curl. We want to take all of the tension out of the neck. We're going to try this 3 more times. You're going to wrap the elbows towards your face, keeping the weight of the head in the hands. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Feel your navel come down and up towards your sternum. Now keeping that weight backwards, open the elbows. Hold for 3, 2, 1 with wide elbows, lower down. Wrap the inner thighs, wrap the elbows, inhale. Exhale, curl up. We'll wrap the inner thighs later. Drop that tailbone, open the head, pull the back of the neck long on this last one. We'll hold here for 3, 2, 1. Hold here a little longer. Maybe the legs come to tabletop or towards the ceiling. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower your head, neck, and shoulders. Bend the knees back into your chest. Release your hands. Rock yourself side to side. We're going to move into the 100. And as we do every week, for modifications, the straighter and more distal the legs are, the more challenge this is for the core. So starting in tabletop with the knees over the hips, shins parallel to the mat, or the legs straight up to the ceiling is a great place to start, and then work on slowly lowering your angle further and further away from you. You know you're at your edge where it's hard to hold your spine in neutral. It's a little bit of a challenge to keep that there for the whole 100. If you blow past your edge, you'll know because your spine is just going to do this. It's going to arch. You're going to have to compromise from tucking. Basically, you want to maintain that neutral position. And anywhere within that range of lowering your legs where that's compromised or you blow past it, pull back. All right, here we go. We're going to start with the arms in the same way that we did for our warm-up here for the curl. Hands are going to stack. Doesn't matter which one. I like to change it up. So my left one is on the mat today. I used to not have a ring on both hands, so I would pick my non-ring hand on the mat. Can't do that anymore. That's all right. We're going to take an inhale. Exhale, keeping the elbows wide, heavy the head in your hands, curl up. So a similar position here. Now legs are going to come up to the ceiling or to tabletop or to your high diagonal. Keep your head where it is. Release your arms by your side. Start to pump. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Imagine that your hands are still behind your head and they're pulling the back of your neck long. We want a long and soft neck here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's go for 4 more. I'm going to lower the legs a little bit. Test it. There's the scoop. Feels if your navel is drawing down into the mat behind you and scooping overhead. I think we have 2 more. And exhale. Pilates math, last time. And exhale. Bend your knees in, lower your head, neck, and shoulders down. Rock your head side to side. Oh boy. All right, from here, we're gonna change it up. So, gonna rock ourselves up to seated, or since I have this weird tailbone thing, I'm gonna come lie down on my side, like so, and then press myself up to seated. That's a great option too if you feel rocking up to seated, you get a little disoriented, you can always lie down on your side and press up. We're gonna do some spinal flexion in quadruped. Little remix here today. So, from here, let's give the wrists a little bit of a stretch. So I'm going to start in my quadruped, wrists under my shoulders, hips and knees aligned, and I'm going to flip my fingers so that they face towards my knees. From here, I'm just going to draw my spine back, give a little stretch, and then bring myself back to my start position. Just 3 more times. My wrists have been especially tight because I've been at a computer more often than I should be because I'm getting my graduate degree and I have to write a paper and do all this other stuff. So I've been like tripling my computer time, so my wrists are really tight. All right, from here, we're gonna flip the palms forward. Gonna make fists. Gonna bring them down to the mat. Give them a little fist bump. I want you to bend the elbows and then try to keep the knuckles together as you straighten. And bend and straighten. And bend and straighten. Oop, can't hold that fist last time. My wrists. No, the computer. All right, so from here, we're in our quadruped position. You're gonna tuck your toes underneath. We're gonna do a cat-cow, but it's gonna be, I'm gonna call it a Pilates cat-cow. This is not a thing that Mr. Pilates invented. This is something that I've taken our traditional yoga exercise of cat-cow, and I'm kind of reframing it in a way that brings in the Pilates principles and ideas. So we're gonna find our quadruped position. It's easy here to sink into the shoulders and kind of drop the abdominals. I want you to press the floor away and almost feel your shoulder blades separate behind you, and then lift your abs up and away from the mat. So the front body is drawing towards the back body. Take an inhale here and breathe in east to west into your rib cage. On your exhale, hug around so the sides wrap around to your front and pull your abdominals up towards your spine. It's not just navel to spine, it's all abdominals to spine. 2 more times like that. Inhaling into the sides. Exhale, feel that wrap and the abs lift up. 1 more time like that. Now from here on our next inhale, you're gonna prep and keep pressing the mat away. On your exhale, I want you to lift your waist to the ceiling. We're gonna find a C curve shape. So the middle of the back starts to round. So what I don't want you to do here is death grip the glutes and press the floor away with the hands. This might not be as big of a shape, and that's all right because we want it to be initiated from the center and then come back through center. We're gonna lift from the waist, slide your navel up towards your sternum, find that engaged position. This should kind of look like our Pilates curl, and then drop it down. Back to our flat back. So just the abs lift. The abs lift and initiate that pelvis to tilt forward. Take an inhale in the shape. Exhale, can you deepen it a little more? Can you press the floor away a little more without changing the shape of your shoulders? And then lower back down. Now we do the reverse. Think swan back. You're going to draw your sternum through your shoulders and reach, feel a lot of reach through the upper body without dumping into the lower back. So we want to keep that lower back pretty neutral. Once again, this will be pretty small, but you're going to feel a lot of reach through the front of the body and a lot of engagement into the upper back. And then return back to your neutral position. Take an inhale. Exhale, shine the sternum through the shoulders. Think reach forward more than lowering to the mat. and then come back through center. One more time. And return. Now we're going to flow through both. You're going to find that spinal flexion, lifting from the center, from the waist, and then come through, shine forward, swan-ish, roll up-ish, C-curve-ish, and swan-ish. Let's do 3 more. Inhale to transition, exhale, roll up. And come back through, inhale. And exhale. One more time. And exhale, find that round position. From here, untuck your toes, sit back, find your child's pose. And just stretch it out. I love when I get, hang out in your child's pose for a moment. I love when I get phantom vibrates on my Apple Watch. I totally thought someone was texting me, and I just made it up. All right. So we're going to return to that quadruped position. If you're feeling your shoulders, this is pretty shoulder heavy. Hi, yes, I do yoga. I do all kinds of things, and I enjoy all different types of movement. So I do Pilates, I do yoga, I take HIIT classes, I love to dance. So I like to do, I go to the gym and lift weights, so I like to do a lot of different things. My favorite yoga pose, that's a good question. I think my favorite yoga pose, I really enjoy fish, because it's just really weird, and I really like that. I like wheel. I like kind of the big chest opening exercises. I also really love bird of paradise, because it's just fun to do. I like the fun, more unconventional, creative ones. Oh, cool. Pole is awesome. I did one pole dancing class, and my shoulders were not strong enough to hold myself up. Awesome. I love splits too. I love training flexibility. It's good to throw your body a little bit of everything. I'm a little afraid to do crow and arm balances because I am a little scared of falling on my face and breaking my neck. So you're braver than me. And that's what I like Pilates arm balances. There's a lot of stuff that you can do on like the Pilates apparatus or on the mat that I feel a little more comfortable doing than crow pose, or some of the yoga poses. It's that forward feeling on a lot of the yoga arm balances that like scare me. So I have to get over my fear of them. And then once I do that, I'll probably be in the clear. But they're really good, and I really want to start working towards being a little braver because I know they'll get me super strong. So I really love doing things like side planks or inversions as well. So well, that's kind of fun though. Gotta have a little fun. All right. I'm going to give you another variation. This could also kind of look like a little booty move if you do it in a certain way. So what we're going to do is find our quadruped position. Not today, but maybe another time. So from here, tuck your toes under. You're going to lift your legs to a hover here. So this is a little different. Your shins are going to be parallel to the floor. And you're going to find that wrapping of the side body to draw the abs up and away from the floor. So especially in this hover, if we start to drop our torso, we're not going to get anywhere. All right. So finding this hold, we're just hanging out for 3, 2, 1, and lower down. And just sit back. Gets a little crazy. So we're going to do our cat-cow in this floating position. Kind of looks like a bear crawl if you're familiar with that from the gym. But we're gonna add a little crunch here. So toes are tucked under. Imagine your thigh bones are sliding up an imaginary wall. So we don't want them to kind of straighten or come forward or back. Think of the thigh bones lifting right up into your core as you lift them up and hold. And we're just gonna breathe here. Now from here, you're gonna find that C curve, scoop the abs back. It might look small, but it's mighty. And then come through and scoop and come through for 3. Don't let the knees drop like I just did. 2. Press the floor away. Last time. And lower down, sit back. Brutal. All right. It wasn't brutal. It was exhilarating. All right, let's do one more. And then we'll move on. We'll do some leg circles and then our ab series. All right. Hands are back down. Really press the floor away. Like I said before, I'd rather you be a little more rounded here than sinking into your shoulder blades, because we're gonna lose a lot of space to move into, and this is just not a good position for our shoulders. All right, so press the floor away. You're gonna tuck your toes under, find that alignment in your quadruped position, and then lift your legs up to a hover, slide those thighs up. You're gonna find that little drawing back of the waist, and then maybe we come through a little bit. And scoop, and bring it forward. Exhale, and inhale. Breathing is underrated. 2 more times. Last time. And lower down. We're done with that one. That was a little crazy. All right, from here, we're gonna lie down on our side and do a little fun leg circle situation. So, I'm kind of mixing it up today. Doing some shoulder stuff, doing some hip stuff. We're gonna lie down at the back edge of our mat. Kind of like we would do for side kicks. Your whole body is a perfect straight line at the back edge of your mat. You can lay on your bicep like a pillow, or you can bend at the elbow and support your head. This hand is gonna come in the front for light support. We don't wanna be reliant on this arm. We want to be reliant on our core to keep ourselves nice and aligned and lifted. You can keep it here, or if you really want to, that's pretty cool. You can bring the hand behind your head and flop around. I can't do it with my hand behind my head. I also want my focus to be more on the work in my legs, just to bring my mindset there so I don't kind of lose focus trying to keep myself up. So I'm gonna keep my hand here. So for a leg circle here, you're gonna lift that leg up just to about hip height. We're gonna flex the foot, reach the leg long. From here, you're gonna draw little circles, tiny little circles. Should barely look like the foot's moving. 3, 2, 1, and then reverse your circle. Try not to splay the chest here. 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna go the reverse direction, but a little bigger. And draw an actual circle. Sometimes we can get a little creative as we start to fatigue, and then reverse. 3, 2, 1. Final round, we're gonna make it as big as we can go. 1, without throwing the body around. Whoop, 2, 5 in this direction, I know. 4, and 5. We're definitely going to count these correctly because these are hard. Reverse. I'm counting. 3, 4, and 5. Lower the leg down. We're going to transition to our back. Same leg that we just did. So that was my left leg. Fun fact about me, I always start with my left leg instead of my right. I'm a righty, but I like to start with my left leg. I don't know why. Give that left leg some love. That same leg we just worked, we're taking to the ceiling and we're going for our single leg circle. Arms are long down by your side. If the leg has to be bent, that's totally valid. You just want to make sure the circle is coming from the top of the thigh and not from the bottom part of the leg. So leg is up towards the ceiling. We find that wrap of the inner thigh to externally rotate the leg, and then you take the leg across your body, around and up. Inhale, across, around, exhale, lift up. We're gonna go 5 in each direction. Just 2 more. Last time. And now reverse your circle. Don't let the pelvis do the mambo. Keep the hips down and square, and keep drawing your abs up to the ceiling. Last time, I think. And then bend the knee into your chest. Take your leg across your body. Find a little supine twist. Pilates math has deviations. There's a running gag between Pilates teachers that we don't know how to count. And it's true. We can kind of count. We get close. That's why I say Pilates math has deviations. Because we don't get it, we get it right-ish. So we're just going to rock up and swing around to the other side. All right. We're going to start with activating that external rotator. Straighten the leg. Find that lift on the side. And then we're going to lift the leg up. Point the toe. Actually, we're not going to point the toe. Why did I say that? We didn't do that on the other side. Flex the foot. Lengthen your heel nice and long so that your hips stack one on top of the other. Draw little circles, so tiny that it looks like your foot is barely moving. And now reverse your circle. 3, 2, and 1. Now we go the other way, a little bigger. Trying not to move the body, keeping the hips stacked. I even have to bring myself a little back here. Yeah, there we go. And now reverse your circle. This is all a negotiation. That's why that mind-body connection is really important. There's a lot of things going on here, even though it doesn't look like it. And now make it big. Pilates is all about control, precision, breath. There's 6 Pilates principles that the creator of the system and reverse developed. And I think they're pretty great guiding principles that apply to not just Pilates, but to every exercise style and movement style. All right, lower on down. We transition to our back. Oh. My neighbors are jamming to some music. I like that. Is it Green Day? Good taste. All right, from here, leg up to the ceiling, slightly bent, or whatever. Take it across, round, and up. I don't care if you can get the leg to your face or you can barely straighten it. This is all about keeping the hips down and finding that work at the top of the leg. And 1. There's no Pilates Olympics. Reverse. We're not training for the Pilates Olympics. This is your practice. I would love to see what the Pilates Olympics would look like, though. That cracks me up. All right, bend your knee in and take your leg across your body. All right, from here, I'm going to swing around so that I'm closer to my string deck, but you can stay on the floor. And we're going to do some ab series. We'll do some extension, and then we'll end with some planks, and then we'll be done. So get excited. This is really bad posture. There we go. Take a quick coffee break. I should call this like coffee and Pilates. That should be the name of the class, because every time I always have coffee. Or the big joke, right, is pie and lattes for Pilates. I don't know if I want a piece of pie and a latte together. I guess it depends on the mix of ingredients. What's your favorite? What's your favorite flavor pie? I like peach. All right, lying down on your back. We're gonna do a quick and dirty ab series. Yeah, whatever my neighbors are playing. Really good taste. We're going to stack our hands one on top of the other, bring it behind the nape of our neck with wide elbows, and we're going to work on that. We're going to return to that curl drill that we did and deepen it in our series of 5. So we're going to start by wrapping the elbows towards our face. Keep the weight of the head in your hands. On your next exhale, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up from your center, keeping the weight of the head backwards into your hands. Now open your elbows. Can you deepen the scoop from your center a little more? Hands are going to stay here. Right leg's going to stretch long. Draw that left leg in towards your chest. And then transition change. And transition change. And transition change. Controlled with a lot of oppositional pull between the knee and the toe. Let's go 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Lower down with control. Every part of the exercise helps us get stronger. So lowering out of a curl, while it doesn't seem like anything, we want to do it with control. We don't want to just crash to the mat. We're losing an opportunity to get just a little stronger. So let's move into our double leg stretch. Wrap the elbows, heavy the head backwards, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Open the elbows, and now both legs stretch out, either more up to the ceiling or lower. And then bend, bring it in. And stretch. And bend, bring it in. For 3. Inhale out. Exhale in. Last time. Slowly lower down with control. Nice and controlled. All right. Scissor time. Same thing with scissors. We're aiming for straight. If you can't get it straight, it's the same thing. It's that hinge from the hip that's important. So you can do that with the leg bent, or you can do it with the straight leg. What we don't want is this to happen. The lower leg is doing the scissoring. We want this over this. But this is pretty fun for another time. Maybe we take away the wrap of the elbows and we just curl right on up. Hang out, keep the elbows wide, legs come up to the ceiling. Scissor your left leg to 45 degrees or lower. Pulse, pulse the leg in and switch. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Curl up closer to the chest. For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Legs in lower. 2 more left. We're over halfway there. Lower left. Same thing. Legs can be in tabletop, bent-ish, straight-ish. On your next exhale, head, neck, and shoulders curl up. Keeping that weight of the head back in the hands. Pull the back of your neck long. Legs lengthen to your working position. They lower to your working level. And lift up. The front body scoops to bring your legs back up. 3 more times. So the spine stays where it is. Get that front body working. Last time. Bend the knees, lower down with control. Final round, we have crisscross. So with crisscross, we keep the hips down. It's armpit to knee. Twist and reach up towards the leg. So what we don't want to do is kind of lean forward and pick up the hip, or shrug the shoulders and try to get the elbow to the knee. We want to keep those elbows nice and wide. Let's meet with the legs into the chest. You'll curl your head, neck, and shoulders up on your next exhale. That was a lot of talking. There's my exhale. You're going to twist towards your right leg. Extend your left leg long. Now twist and reach up towards that leg. Come through center and switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. You have 5. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're done. We're going to come onto our side, press up to seated for a moment. That never gets old. I've been doing Pilates for 15 years, and it's still spicy. All righty. Let's do a little extension, and then we've got our planks, and then we're done. So let's rumble. Lying down in a prone position, we're going to get all scientific with our terminology today. Lying down in a prone position. Legs can start wide with the tops of the feet on the mat. Gives you a little more space in the lower back. I always say if you're not sure, start with the legs wide and then play with narrowing the legs to see what feels good to you. I'm going to zip them together today because I want to see, I think I have it today. I'm feeling it today. So listen to your body. Big takeaway from this, right? So we're going to go full swan to start. So what that means is I'm going to face plant on the mat a little bit. You're going to take your hands and you're going to bring them under your armpits. You're going to hug the elbows towards your rib cage. So we're swans, not chickens. So balk, balk, chicken. We want to hug that in. It activates the back. Feel that hug of the side body. Legs are long behind you. And then from here, you're going to lift your abs away from the mat. So kind of like there's something sharp underneath your navel and you're trying to get it away. Think about what we did in that quadruped position near the beginning of class, where the lift of the waist initiates the draw of the pelvis forward into that posterior pelvic tilt. So as your abs lift, your pubic bone is drawing down towards the mat, and then release that. So this isn't coming from your glutes, it's coming from the initiation of your center. You're going to lift your navel back and up, and that initiates your pelvis to come down. Release that, and we're going to come one more time and then add our swan. Abs lift up, pelvis heavies down from that initiation, and then from here, lift with the upper back to come to a hover. Same thing from that initial exercise that we did at the beginning. Your chest is reaching through and up. So it's not just an up and down motion. It's kind of a scoop forward and up. Your head stays attached to your spine. We're not overly bent, overly extended here. Now the arms are going to come in. We press into our arms to lift us up a little higher. You want to think abs up, hips down. And we want to find more of a long diagonal line and less of like a U-shaped back bend here. So keeping that long line of extension, you reach long to lower down, back to your start position. So let's try that again. First, we lift up without the help of our hands, light press into the hands to come up a little higher. You see I'm not fully straightening my arms. For me, that puts me in that weird back bend position where I'm dumping into my lower back, and that's something that I don't want. I want the core and the shoulders and the back to still work here, and then lower down. 2 more times on your next exhale. Abs lift, pelvis down, upper body lifts, and then press into the hands to lift up. We need like a song for that or something. That would be helpful. And then lower back down. And then last time here. Lift up a little higher. And then lower down with control. Press yourself back, find your child's pose. Drop the head. Just sit back onto your heels. And then from here, we'll return to that quadruped position for some planks. So we're at the plank period here. So we're going to do some planks. We're going to add in some push-ups. We're going to add in a little extension as well. And then we'll be on our way. Alrighty, here we go. Hands on the mat. Starting in that quadruped position once more. Find that same feeling of pressing the floor away. On your exhales, feeling that wrap of the side body to feel that corset through the front. We want to feel that lift towards the back body. We want to feel really light on the mat at all times. We never want to feel like we're bearing down into the floor. It's kind of an un-Pilates thing. We want to feel really light on the mat, secure but light. So from here, we take any leg, slide it backwards, keeping the hips square to the mat. Then we take our other leg, bring it to meet, the other heels together, toes apart, in our Pilates stance. A little different here. Keep pressing the floor away, draw that waist back. And we're just gonna hang out here for a little bit. And as long as I can hold it, I guess, for 4, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna lower your knees down, untuck your toes. And now this is where we can go for a little bit more of a juicy, stretchy extension. So I kind of like to rock forward and back and side to side, kind of looking behind my shoulders to get a little extra stretch to the front of the body. You can also separate the legs for this if that feels a little better. And now from here, press the mat away. We're gonna come back up into that plank position. We're gonna add a little push-up. So elbows stay close to the ribs. Little tricep push-up. Just 2 more. Draw the abs away as you lower down. Last time. Bend the knees, drop down, find that extension. I'll let you sink into the shoulders for a little bit. A little check side to side. Final time. This time we add our side planks in. And a little twist. We didn't do a lot of twisting this class, so we're gonna bring that back in right at the end. Grand finale. So we find our plank position. Forearms, straight arms, wherever. Now from here, bring that right hand a little more center underneath you. You're gonna swivel onto your right arm and come to your side plank. Your arm will come up to the ceiling. Now from here, top arm sweeps up and over, take a little side bend, and then come back up. Now from here, scoop the arm under, get a little twist. Come back through center 2 more times. Side bend up, press the mat away, and center, lift, scoop, and center. Just 1 more time. And scoop, center, come back through your plank, and then lower down, child's pose. Or back bend, whatever feels good. Upward facing dog. What up, dog? Any IT crowd fans? It's the first time I heard that joke. I think that's from the IT crowd. Oh my goodness, what a show. All right, other side. I'm gonna swing around so that you're not seeing behind me. We're gonna find our plank position and hold. Grand finale, so we're gonna hold these a little longer. We're gonna add on at the end. You're gonna find your plank. Find that first. Once you're happy, left hand comes right under your face. You're gonna swivel onto that side. Now from here, we lift up and over into our side bend and back to center. Now we lift up, scoop the ribs under, like we're gonna hug our waist, and then come back up 2 more times. Side bend, and center, and scoop, and center 1 more time. And center, and scoop, and center. Come back through to your forearm plank or your straight arm plank. 3 push-ups. 3. Quick. 2, and 1. Pike your hips up to the ceiling or come into your down dog. Same thing. Or child's pose, that's what I meant to say. Pedal out your feet or just take a stretch. Slowly roll yourself up to seated. Draw your shoulders back. And you're ready for the rest of your day. Thanks for joining me. I hope this was fun. And maybe you learned something new or thought it was kind of fun. If you thought it was kind of fun. We always got a lot of stuff going on here. So you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok. I think that's all where I'm at. Yep, Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. There we go. Those are all my socials. I don't even remember anymore. There's so many things. There's so many things to keep track of. We do a lot of geeky things on this channel. I'm not just a geek for Pilates. I'm a geek for a lot of things. Mostly Final Fantasy is my favorite thing of all time. And with that, and we do Cos Pilates. So what's that? Cos Pilates is a cosplay plus Pilates fitness class where I sequence a class inspired by a character or a franchise from anime, video games, movies, whatever the people want to see. And then I dress up and we have a fun class that's themed. Sometimes we do trivia, sometimes you get to choose the flow of the class. It's always a good time. And we've done a lot of fun characters on here. We've done Tifa from Final Fantasy. I've done One Punch Man, which was really fun. So all kinds of things. I try to not do Final Fantasy all the time, even though that's something that I would just totally do all the time because it's my favorite. So I've got a couple of great ideas from you all and from just this past anime season and going to an anime convention a couple weeks ago. So I've got a lot of ideas for our summer Cos Pilates series, so I hope you'll join me. Right now, they're only once a month. I try to aim them to be the third week of the month, so we'll have our normal Sunday classes, and then we get that extra Cos Pilates class that third week of the month. I hopefully will be graduating from grad school the third week of the month of May, so we might have to shift that around a little bit, but we will have a Cos Pilates, so stay tuned. You can follow me on my Instagram or TikTok to get more information on that schedule. And yeah, looking forward to a big Cos Pilates summer. I've got a lot of new ideas for things to do on here. So if there's anything that you're interested in or want to see, let me know and we'll make it happen. All right, thank you for being here, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.